I wanted us to come together and discuss our situation with mankind and deliberate on our next course of action.
My Father, who sits in heaven, whose name is forever holy, will your kingdom come on earth, so that your will be done, as it is in heaven.
I'm not sending my kingdom, but I am sending the king.
There are many kings on earth. Which one will you send?
You are humorous, my son. Have you been watching the people on the earth?
Of course. I've been on earth a few times, as you've instructed.
So you have seen all that is going on with mankind, and what must be done to bring them back to me.
Yes, Father. I have seen the troubles and problems with our people, just as I've seen their need for a Savior.
And yet, I have seen their sin. Yet no matter how many chances I give my people, they keep failing me. And the sacrifices the high priests offer me are not truly enough to remove all the sin from my people.
The fallen cherub has influenced many of our people to turn away from you, ever since the garden with the first man.
It is to be understood that since one man's disobedience caused sin to enter mankind and separate them from me, it is only right for another man's obedience to cause sin to be removed from mankind and restore them back unto me.
Yes, Father. A high priest that is willing to make a sacrifice that will redeem all of Israel.
Indeed, an ultimate sacrifice. A sacrifice that's not only for Israel, but for all mankind. Sin entered the world, so the sacrifice must be made for the world.
An ultimate sacrifice for the entire world.
Yes, my son.
The king that you will send must select a high priest that will obey and make the ultimate sacrifice.
I have already selected the high priest that will make the sacrifice, just as I have selected the king that I am sending.
There must be a flawless bull or a perfect ram or goat for this great sacrifice.
I am sending a lamb, a pure lamb of complete innocence. The lamb will be slain, and his blood will cleanse all sins. Something is on your mind, son. Share with us your thoughts.
Father, you know all things, so you know what I'm proposing now. Let me be your chosen king and high priest, that I may go to the earth and make the perfect sacrifice for the sins of the world.
And why would you want to do that? You are not a man. A man must make the ultimate sacrifice of the lamb.
Yes, Father. But every man that was born on earth has failed you. No man is worthy of the task. And even if you sent many of the greats that walk with us today, Abraham, Moses, Elijah, all these men have sinned at one point and are not worthy of the task.
That is true, my son. I need someone who is pure, who is holy, without fault, without blemish, without sin, to make this ultimate sacrifice. But I still need a man of flesh and blood to achieve this.
Then make me your flesh and blood, that I may achieve your will. If you will just allow me.
Do you truly understand what you are asking me to allow you to do? Do you understand the full price of this sacrifice?
Father, I understand. I understand that I will walk on the earth as a man. I will be king and high priest, the only one to be both. I will have an undefiled lamb, an innocent one, that will be needed for the sacrifice for all mankind's sins. And I will return here knowing...
Jesus!
Father?
I'm about to give you to this world that I love so much. Whoever believes in you, I will not let them perish, but I will give them everlasting eternal life. Are you ready and willing to die for this world?
I am ready to be given for this world.
As God, you live forever. But as man, you'll die just like every man on the earth. That is the reason why I'm sending you to the earth. You will not have a pure lamb to sacrifice for all. You will be the pure lamb that will be sacrificed for all.
What?
Son, yes, you will be Israel's king that I am sending. You will also be the high priest that I'm sending. But most importantly, you will be my son, the sacrificial lamb that will be sent to remove the barrier of separation between me and my people. They will be redeemed back to me by the blood of the Lamb. You will be the world's Savior, Jesus. Anyone who calls upon your name will be saved. Now, do you truly understand?
Father, I understand.
Are you still willing to go through with this?
I am here to do your perfect will, Father. To be obedient to you, for my life is yours.
Good. That is why you are truly worthy. You will be God and man simultaneously. As man, you will endure all of the trials, temptations, emotions, and even physical pains. From hunger to extreme piercing pains. You will be known as a king, but you will die a criminal's death on a cross. You will be lifted up for all to see. A public display of your life being poured out for the sins of the world.
Father.
Yes, my son.
Is there any other way?
No, there is no other way. Without your shedding of blood, there is no remission of mankind's sin. Remember, mankind's sin has brought forth death. They are guilty. Only an innocent who offers up their life can remove the penalty of the guilty.
I understand.
By the way, after you leave your body, I want you to descend to hell and pay Satan, that fallen cherub, a visit. He'll be too busy celebrating your death. He will never know that by your death, you will have dominion over death and life. When you resurrect back to life by me, he will regret ever trying to have you killed.
I'll remember not to tell him to have me killed.
No. You will tell many that you are there to die according to your Father's will. Some will believe, while others will not. They will all know after a while. Now, this is the message I want everyone on earth to remember.
Yes, Father.
For mankind to come back unto me, they must come by you. You are their way. You are my word, which makes you their truth. And you are their life. There is no one who can come to me any other way.
Understood, Father. So when am I returning to earth to fulfill your will?
That time is near. We must prepare a paraclete for the vessel I have chosen.
A vessel?
Yes. This vessel is where your earthly story as a man will begin. You have to be born into this world before you can grow up into manhood to die.
And Paraclete is involved in this endeavor?
Yes. Paraclete must touch the vessel in order for you to be conceived in her.
Her? So the vessel is a woman?
A virgin. She has never been touched by a man. So there will be no blood from another man within your blood. Your blood will be pure, undefiled, sinless. For you are not coming from the bloodline of Adam, which is already corrupted with sin. You will be without sin, and therefore able to set the example of how to live sinless in a sinful world.
So you will be my only father?
No, the virgin is engaged to a righteous man, who is a bloodline descendant of David, of Abraham, of Adam. He is one of my chosen nation, thus you will be recognized as a descendant as well. But you are mine from the beginning, and you are mine through till the end.
Yes, Father. I will grow up to be the only king of the Jews.
No, son. You will be born as the king of the Jews. The whole world will hear and know of it. It will be celebrated year after year of your arrival on the earth. The angels are now flying around, preparing for your departure from here and of your miraculous arrival there.
It will be a miracle indeed. Paraclete will impart himself in the vessel, and I will be conceived as a man.
Yes, it will be known throughout history as the Immaculate Conception. The only conception of this kind ever. Paraclete is special for this. Paraclete is holy. He's spirit. So whenever he touches anyone, they feel it. And when he imparts himself into them, they become conceived with something I want birthed out of them. It's up to them to carry my holy anointed seed. And when it is time to push and to birth what I have given them, they will celebrate whatever I gave them through Paraclete. And I will help them nourish it and help it to grow and be blessed.
What if they conceive something that Paraclete did not impart in them and give birth to something that's not of you?
Then I did not give it to them, and it will be corrupted, and it will die. Anything not birthed with me will not survive. My son, our servant Gabriel, is preparing to spread the word to both the virgin, who will be your mother, but she will not be a god in any sense. She will recognize you as my son, and she will worship and serve you. She must not be worshipped, only you and I. But she will raise you, along with her soon-to-be husband, who will be your earthly father. Gabriel will also talk to him, as well as a host of angels who will tell many people of your coming. Shepherds, wise men, even kings. And I will even put a star in the sky to track where you will be on the earth during conception, during carrying, and even after you are born.
The world needs the blood that will transform and change their lives. There's no one else that can do it. For my Father's will, I will be the only way.